It was September 11, 2025, when the Chinese actor and singer Menglong, known to his fans as Alan Yu, passed away suddenly at the age of 37. The news struck his followers like thunder, a rising star gone too soon. But this was not simply a story of tragedy. It became a story of unanswered questions, of whispers and silence, of an industry and a society trying to make sense of what truly happened that night. Menglong had built a steady, admirable career. Born in Urumqi in 1988, he first rose to attention through music, before moving into acting. He became beloved for his roles in romantic and historical dramas. Graceful, soft-spoken, and deeply human. He was the kind of artist who didn't seek attention, yet his presence always drew people in. And then, suddenly, he was gone. According to the official statement, Menglong died after falling from a building in Beijing's Chaoyang district. Authorities quickly ruled out any criminal involvement, calling it an accidental fall. His studio confirmed the news, and the nation went silent. But for many who knew him, the story didn't seem to add up. On the night before his death, Menglong reportedly attended a small gathering at a friend's apartment. It was meant to be a casual dinner, a time to relax after a long week of work. There were drinks, laughter, and a handful of close acquaintances. Nothing unusual, nothing alarming. But sometime past midnight something changed. Witnesses said that Menglong retreated to a bedroom, locked the door, and didn't come out again. When friends tried to check on him hours later, he was nowhere to be found. Moments later, his body was discovered outside the building. The window in the room had a mesh barrier, and it was broken. The official explanation: he had been drinking, lost his balance, and accidentally fell. It was a simple conclusion, but one that raised more questions than answers. Menglong was not known to be a heavy drinker. Friends described him as careful, reserved, and quiet by nature. So how could a man like that, in a familiar environment, suddenly lose his footing and fall to his death? Why was the room locked from the inside? Why did the safety mesh break? And what happened in the hours before that fall? In the days that followed, speculation erupted online. Some fans believed he had been under pressure. Others thought he had discovered something he was never meant to see. A few claimed there were signs of struggle, injuries that didn't match a simple fall. Rumors spread of mysterious phone messages, of a USB drive, of evidence that vanished overnight. Each theory was wilder than the last, but they all came from the same place: confusion, grief, and the desperate need to understand. His mother released a statement days later. Her words were calm, but heavy with pain. She said her son had died from an accidental fall due to drinking, and she begged the public to stop speculating. She asked for peace, for privacy, for rest. But the internet did not rest. It never does. People began analyzing every fragment of information. His recent social media posts, his interviews, even the tone of his last messages. Some said he seemed tired lately, distant, withdrawn. Others said he was happy, talking about future projects, planning a new album. Two completely different pictures. One of a man at peace, another of someone quietly struggling. The contradiction only deepened the mystery. Online investigators pointed to reports of internal injuries that didn't quite fit the story of an accidental fall. Bruises, fractures, broken ribs, missing teeth. Too many details that fueled too many doubts. And then came the rumors. Whispers of a party involving influential people, of money, of something he might have uncovered. No one could confirm any of it, but the narrative began to take shape. A man who knew too much, a night that turned deadly. Yet, behind all the noise, there was still a mother grieving, and a family trying to hold on. She asked again, "Please, stop spreading lies. Please let him rest." Her plea was simple, but it could not silence the storm. Chinese authorities moved swiftly to clamp down on misinformation. Several individuals were detained for spreading false claims. Thousands of posts were deleted. Social media platforms shut down entire threads. But in doing so, they only fueled further suspicion. To many fans, the silence sounded like censorship. To others, it was simply the state protecting a family's privacy. Either way, the truth became harder to see. In the weeks that followed, fans around the world continued to mourn. They posted tributes, replayed his old interviews, and wrote letters to him online. One message appeared over and over again: "You didn't deserve this." They spoke of his kindness, his humility, the way he treated fans as friends. He wasn't the kind of celebrity who lived for drama or attention. He was gentle, thoughtful, and grateful, and that made his sudden death even harder to comprehend. For many, Menglong's death was more than just the loss of a beloved actor. It became a mirror reflecting the darker realities of fame, the endless expectations, the exhaustion, the pressure to be perfect. In an industry that shines so brightly on the surface, few ever see the shadows behind the stage lights. What really happened that night? We may never know. Perhaps he was intoxicated and accidentally fell, just as the official report said. Perhaps something else happened, something hidden, something we're not meant to uncover. The truth is buried beneath layers of silence, fear, and speculation. But beyond all the theories, there's something simpler, something truer. A man lost his life, and countless people lost someone they loved. A mother lost her son. Friends lost a companion. Fans lost the person whose performances made them believe in love, in destiny, in hope. And maybe that's what we should hold on to. Not the rumors, not the fear, but the legacy of the person he was. Still, questions linger. If he truly fell, why was the mesh barrier broken? Why was the room locked? Why did it take so long for someone to find him? And why were so many voices silenced afterward? Each of these questions continues to echo through online spaces, whispered by people who cannot let go. Some believe he left clues behind, a final text message saying, "That money isn't earned by me. It's dirty." If that message was real, it changes everything. If it wasn't, it still speaks to the unease surrounding his final days. Whether real or fabricated, it became a symbol of something larger, a cry for truth in a world that prefers silence. Menglong's death now lives in two versions. The official story, a tragic accident, and the public story, a mystery still waiting for resolution. Between those two versions lies the truth, quiet, hidden, untold. We might never know what happened behind that locked door, what words were spoken in that room, or what thoughts ran through his mind in those final moments. But one thing is certain. Something about that night changed the way people see the entertainment world. It reminded everyone how fragile fame can be. How behind the photos, the red carpets, and the scripted smiles, there are real people carrying invisible weight. The story of Menglong is not only about a mysterious death. It's about the dangers of silence. It's about the human cost of pressure, of image, of secrets. It's about how one moment, one fall, one decision, one night, can shatter everything.